Hi, I'm Christine Sutherland, and this is my dog Bert. We're going to show you how to rub your pet the right way. This is called rubbing Red the right way. What are you doing? Red's one of my favorite dogs that I visit in Toronto. Red and Russell. So Red has a wonderful way of walking. He wiggles a lot. He's very loose in the back end. He is somebody that you would want to work a lot in the hip area and be able to loosen up all the lower back and hips. You like that, don't you? And with Red, he's just got a wonderful coat. He's lovely to touch, aren't you? You're so good to touch. And we work right up and look for, yes, your favorite spots. So we work right up in his chest here. Oh, you sit down so well. Yes, you do. Yeah, you like that. Okay, right in there. Right in there. You got it. There we go. So I'll use my fingertip kneading with Red and really work my fingertips in here so I can keep them all together, or I can work them a bit like piano playing all into this chest. Oh, look at him, he's glazing over. You like your chest rub, don't you? And right up into the neck. These are the strongest muscles. These dogs are like bull moose. They're just huge. They have huge development of neck musculature here. So you really work all around here. Great big strokes. Yes, I'm back at it. There you go. Really working up and around the ears. So I'll do all this kind of thing where I work the top of his head with my thumbs. Yeah. And work right down. And oh yeah, let me give your sinuses a rub there. There you go. So I want to work around here. I usually have to lean into them. And the idea with legs is working the top, kind of like uncorking the bottle. So we open up the circulation to the extremity. Oh, you like that, don't you? All the way down, right to his feet. And with Red's breed and similar dogs to Red that are very, very strong, you really want to get hands-on with these guys. You really want to make sure that they're well handled, well rubbed, and be thorough and really vigorous in your massage. They're like a wrestler. You know, and a lot of people will say to me, well, you're so small, like how can you work on horses or big people, and how do you get through all that muscle? And if you see my stature, you know anybody can do it. It's how you do it. So you use tips. With dogs that are big, and I wonder about them, you know, getting out of my reach, I tend to straddle them. I tend to use bilateral movements like this. Yes, 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 yes. And I always go for their favorite spots in between just to settle them down. There we go. And then I got a better grip on him, and I can kind of hold him between my legs. Very good. I'm going to go down his spine also and do these pressure points here. And just, oh, doesn't that feel good? Oh, down we go. Okay. In a moving kind of landscape like Red, we're going for the tummy stuff right away. Okay, let's do it. Right like this. Okay. And I just rub inside here. And then with my fingertips. So you can use all this kind of edge of the ulnar border here, the little finger border. Yes, that's a good one, isn't it? Okay, should we do the tummy rub while you're over there? So you can work all around the abdomen. Get all into the inner aspect of the thigh. You're such a relaxed guy, yeah. You really want to get all the sides, be able to really work right through there. And you get that nice hollow sound because you want to cup your hand so it isn't flat like this. It traps a lot of air, and then you can get all the way around. So this kind of thing is really, really good for being able to work up and down if they get any kind of thoracic or respiratory thing. And especially with animals with really big chests, you can work all the sides at the same time, and then you can do this kind of thing. Yeah. So you really want to get to all the parts of him to handle. And then for the big finale, there is the tail rotations, which Red and I have not done before. Russell is a dog lover that's really hands-on with Red here, and Red's used to kids and used to lots of people, still not used to having his tail rotated. So let's see what we got here. See how he tucks it in? Not at all thinking that I'm going to be around there, so it's a 4-bone kind of thing. Let's see, Red. We can get that tail up and around. So this is a very big tail. And what you do when you're rotating it around is hold one hand close to the body of the animal, and the other hand is going to be rotating. There we go. So you do it about 3 times in one direction and 3 times in the other direction. And we get them sitting down on it. That really helps reflexly into their lower digestive system. So if you have a dog that's constipated or oh boy, Red, you're easy to rub. Yes, you are. There you go. Very nice, yeah. So if you can rub Red the right way, you can rub just about any dog the right way. This is a big animal, moving all the time. So when he lies down, it's a major undertaking. Yes. So it's Christine and Red from the alleyway down in Richmond. Yes. Oh yeah, thank you. Thank you very much. Hi, Max. Oh, he's a beauty. How old is he, Ronnie?
He's 12. He's an albino.
Hip dysplasia is a very big problem with senior animals, just like it is with any senior citizen that's 2-legged. So I work all in this area, and oh, good stretch reflex. Thank you. And again, if you come around here, I'll show you the hands-on. And yeah, that's good. And then you can encompass the shoulder like this. So you just come around here a bit, and then you've got a really nice grip all around that bone.
Yeah, right.
Very good. Okay, let's show you something fancy. Put your hands on mine, and we'll go for a ride. So put your thumb right on top of mine. Yeah, that's good. And this is one where...
Oh, geez.
Isn't that good?
Yeah, that must be really good on the dog.
Yeah, and you come right back up here to where that attaches right into the top of the shoulder. Yep, that's good. And then all the way around. All the way around the shoulder. Now try and make your thumbs so they overlap each other and slow it down. Don't be very efficient. That's exactly it. Yep. Oh, lovely. You are in the right profession.
Oh, she's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
She does me.
That's very nice. Excellent. Don't be afraid to really use the heel of your hand. And the nice thing with these folks is there's lots of room here. So
Wow.
you can do the front like this and use both hands. Yeah, you've got a lot of pressure. So I've got this kind of pressure. Just a little up from what you're doing.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, and then you won't get that flicking happening.
Because when I get massaged, they take the muscle and put it in submission.
And you can do that. You just build up his tolerance to it.
Right.
And if you slow it down, you get more pressure. Okay, so what we'll do now you've got the pressure going this way, we're going to go down the whole leg, and you can go like this and work right down to his boots. And this is really good for massaging for clients where their dogs might be sensitive. Just tell them to give their dog's feet a rub. You know, it's like a nice orientation. Yeah. And then you can hold, this way you can get your fingers right underneath and get a good all-encompassing. Here, I'll let you two get closer together and I'll get out of the way. Because then you've got a good angle. Very nice. Yep. Good work, Max. That's lovely. Oh boy, you two are a good team. Hired. That's lovely.
That's lovely.
That's very nice, and you can go all the way down. So keep going all the way down to the paws. And then when you get down to the paws, you can go in individual paws.
Right.
So you get in
Inside.
between their toes. And the more dogs are massaged between their toes, the less sensitive they are.
Oh, yeah?
So encourage your clients
Yes.
to really rub your dog's feet in between the toes.
That's a great idea.
They're highly sensitized. And that way it's much easier for anyone to handle their feet.
Yeah.
So am I doing the webbing?
Yeah, and
mainly?
you can get right in between
Yeah.
like this. And they get used to it. So you go in between each toe.
What about the, like, you know, with when you become a massage therapist for humans, you have to study the anatomy and
Yeah.
where the chi points are. And
They
is it
have the same.
thing?
Yeah.
Same, yeah.
And they have the same endings to the meridians on their feet as we do. What you do is you massage here,
Yeah.
especially with an elderly dog,
Yeah.
and then you do a passive move,
Oh.
and then you massage again. He's a little stiff in here,
Uh-huh.
and then right down here, right down to the toes, you can move. You can stretch him out this way. And then with the leg here, too, what you can do is put a hand there, yep, and you stretch out and press that back, yep, that's it, exactly. And right out, and then back up, and then this way, and right out, and back, yep. And then you would work all
Right.
around in here.
Inside.
Yep, sorry about that. There you go. And I'm going to show you, since he's so comfortable, we're going to liven him up. So we've got the basic massage working down the spine. We've got how to work down the extremities and the tummy work. But some of it is very much like how people pat their dogs ordinarily, like this. But we're going to do it with a little bit more organizational detail so that we're going to work his thorax like this. So come around this side and we'll give him a wake up here. And you could do this when he's standing up. And you can even cup a bit more of your fingers. Yeah. There we go. Hey, hi Max. Wakey wakey. Rise and shine. That's great. Good work. Yep, and you go right down towards his rear end. Yep. Just to do. Come right up closer.
So
to
just
me.
like a person with a respiratory
Yes,
condition?
exactly.
This is
Yeah, and you just make these a bit more
softer?
cupped. Yeah, and then tighten up so you're really trapping the air. Yeah, and you can come right around here. Good work. Yeah, and keep those fingers curving. They tend to flatten out naturally, you know, when they get going. And when you're working, especially they're always on the floor. The big ones you don't put up on a table. So it's always good if you have like that, one knee up and one knee down. It's better for your back, so you're doing the right thing. But if I have two knees like this, I get engrossed in what I'm doing. And then my back is ready to seize up afterwards. So it's always good to have one foot up, one foot down. There you go. And I'll show you the standing version of that. Okay. And there are dogs that have strokes and paralysis and all that kind of thing. And you would work both sides at the same time. You know, just for the same as we do with any stroke recovery. So it's good when you got two people here.
So can they cough or like say like a person?
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
Yeah,
He's
yeah,
going,
that's what,
"Ooh,
yeah.
ooh." So with his right hip, when this would be the one to really emphasize. You know, do both because when they have a elderly hip, the other hip gets a lot of emphasis. Just like when you sprain an ankle, the other one gets a lot of the pressure. So you just really work around in there. And then this kind of thing is what I meant. So what we do is we go like this. And you can do both sides. Oh, isn't that good? And they usually like that all around there, so try that. And it's just a bit different than how you would do ordinarily. So you can have that side, I'll have this side. Isn't that nice? Yes, good work. And then this is the same sort of thing, just working right around the ears. There he goes. That was so good. Yes, 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 yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, well done.
Yeah, thanks for that.
That was very
info.
nice. So Miriam, what kind of a dog is Trudy?
She's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel.
Cavalier King Charles Spaniel. Now that is a serious dog.
That's a serious name. Trudy.
Oh my goodness.
I think she likes it.
Well, I don't think this is a dog that needs to be taught to relax. Well, since she's such a loose goose, let's show the leg pumping.
Good
If your
girl.
dog is ever constipated, this is the kind of thing you do. Just like in baby massage. You take the hip and you mobilize it. You stretch it out. You press the other one in. Stretch that out. Press it. She'd be a great swimmer. This is what my swimming coach is trying to teach me to do. To roll. Then you tuck them up like this. And then you rock it around. And then if they get respiratory problems, then you do this kind of shaking. Oh, that's very good. Making the appropriate grunts and groans. And then you can do this sort of thing over their ribs. You put a cup hand
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And you can, never done two together, so I'll do it the way I usually do. Alternate up and down here. There you go. So now what I'll do, this is just like doing a real person. So I'm getting my fingertips underneath the back of her head and working all up and around here. I've never seen a dog this relaxed, Marion. What does your mom feed you? Massage kibble. All right. So work all around here. I've just got her resting on my ankle. Let's give you a facial. Here we go. All your sinuses, your little whiskers, right up and over the eyebrows, right up the bridge of the nose, over the eyebrows. Is that the self-massage component? Here we go, around the jaws. And I think we could go all around the ear. You take this kind of slice here and just slip it on either side of their ear and round you go. Like that. Let's get some good light on you. Very good. And then we can take our fingertips and work right in here and all down there. I'm just taking my fingertips like this and I'm working all along the base of the skull and around the ears. And I don't know how long she'll tolerate this. So as you can see, if you've got the right kind of technique here, it really helps. But these floppy dogs, like this one here, are great to practice on because look at this. This dog is just so well rubbed. And so I would say that this particular pup has been massaged since she was first handled. Because this breed isn't necessarily always like this, so don't just count on the fact that you might have one of these wonderful hybrids and think that it's going to flop around just like Trudy. Trudy's been handled with loving touch and it shows. Okay, for hip mobilization 101, we can just take the whole pup and move around. The dancing dog, Trudy, the dancing dog. So let's do that one more time. So Annie, what I'm going to do is mobilize her hips at this end, and you can do the shoulders.
Okay.
So we'll just have a double trouble situation here. Yeah, just stretch right out, and then tuck right in. Yeah, stretch out. That's it. Yeah,
She likes
and
that.
tuck in. That's good. Stretch out. Tuck in. Stretch out. Here we go.
Wish somebody could do that for me.
Oh, wouldn't that be great? Tuck her in. Let's wake her up. Little tweena. Yes. Oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. Here we go.
Wasn't that something?
That was good.
Now you know who your
You're
favorite
so
person
good.
is.
Good. Thank you. Thank you
Uh-huh.
very much. What kind of a dog is he, Ronnie?
Shih Tzu.
Oh, yeah. They don't have as many problems as
Pugs, let's say.
yes, pugs, Pekingese. These guys are pretty hardy. And around the face, a lot of dogs have sinus problems that have pushed in faces. So with the dogs, they're a moving landscape. So you really make sure that you're able to, you just move where they do, which means you can't really plan where to start all the time.
Yeah.
Ideally, what I would do is start on the back. And that way, just like people, you've affected the entire nervous system. But with this fellow, you know, he's definitely in a good position to be able to rub his tummy. It's just instinctive. And what we do when we've got them on their back like this is we just do more that you wouldn't think of with an ordinary dog patting, because you wouldn't think of, if you come really close to me here, you wouldn't think of doing a bilateral fingertip kneading like this, but just put your hands on there. And you kind of brace him so that you've got his armpits hooked down. Yeah, and don't be afraid to be right on your tips. Put all your tips together. And I rotate here at the wrist. So you get that kind of movement. You've got good bilateral movement. So just keep the tips together and don't let them bend like that so they're stiff. Yeah. That's good. You're a fast learner. And then I come down and I work right underneath the ribs here. Because the same thing, they've got this rib cage that ends right here. You see, I can get right underneath like that. They've got a diaphragm that is the same as ours that, you know, massages their digestive organs. And you go right down here too. Now with male dogs, you kind of get around their reproductive system when you're working the tummy so that you can do this kind of scooping. And you can get right into the corners of their digestive system, just like us, down in the lower areas and right up in here too. And, well, this fellow is just like doing baby massage. They have a very short fuse like kids, like babies. Like you can't do prolonged massages. You really have to kind of massage on the fly. And you just try and do as much as you can wherever you can. Well, they're usually chewing on you. And that's very much like kids. You know, with babies, they've got arms moving and legs, and they're chewing on you and sucking on your fingers and that kind of thing. And then I usually have treats in my pocket. So I have every bribery possible. And you can also do this C shape to your hand in here, like this, and you can get the whole chest. Especially these guys who are a bit barrel-chested, and they come quite forward. The sternum is quite forward, so that you can get a nice shape in there. And you can work back and forth like this. Now he's getting a massage the whole time on his back on the floor. But I can do also a side line, and I'll just show you what that's like. And you can do the back, and you kind of have one hand on the front, and then one hand back here. And then we'll go this way. See if
nice.
That's okay. He is being nice. And then you work all the way down there. Chew these fingers. Yes. And then you can come all the way up and down the spine. And a lot of dogs like this, it's actually hard to get them so that you can massage their back because they just flip right over like this. But so what I would do is I would get underneath them. So what I was going to show you is I can actually work with my hand on the floor like this, working up into his back. You know, and they tend to, there, we'll give Susie that. Yes, there we go. And then what we can do is our thumb kneading. So this alternate thumb kneading, what I do is I work either side of the spine all the way up to the base of the skull there. So here, I'll pass him along. He's going down for the count.
Funny.
Oh God, you're cute. Yes, you are. So what I'll do is I'll show you the tail stuff while he's still alive and well. Okay, so what we're going to do with these tails is a tail rotation. Of course, I've never done it in this position, but considering that this is the only position we've got with this guy. So what you do is you have a hold of the tail, and usually I'm able to stabilize by having one hand on the sacrum and the other on the tail, and I go around in this direction a few times and around in that direction. And what that does is activate the lower back, and it makes an animal who might be constipated or full of gas able to let go of that sphincter that needs to open up. And it's very, very important if you've got an animal that's having a problem where they've gotten into feed and they can't stop eating, and they blow up inside, it can save their life. So you really want to make sure with cows and horses and sheep, those kind of animals that in the barnyard, that you can really work the tail. But I always included in the dog massage that this tail rotation is something when dogs have digestive problems that you can use as a really good way to be able to manipulate the lower bowel. And we'll just get that lovely tail around here. So it's the same as with people. What we do is we open up the circulation to the extremity by working the area that's closest to the body first. So the idea is that you would always start up here, and you can do big strokes with your palms, little strokes with your fingertips, and then all the way down. But the pressure is up towards the heart. So even though their fur is running down, the pressure has still got to be up towards the heart, so that they've still got that idea of being able to help the blood get back up into the trunk. So it just is like rubbing the cat and dog the wrong way, you know, because you're pushing up this way. So it goes against the grain, literally, you know. I don't have one animal that I know that has their fur running the right way for venous return.
Yeah.
But, so I do these kinds of things, and I'll do some ringing kinds of strokes, that sort of thing. And then really vigorous things, kind of like finger currying. You know, when you curry a horse, you've got all sorts of brushes that would do this too.
It moves the circulation.
Yeah, and it's really good for their coats, for musculoskeletal problems, digestive problems, thoracic, respiratory problems, or nervous system problems, but it's really good for their coat. So that's why encouraging people who love to brush their dogs to have different ways to brush, you know, and really take an active and thorough brushing on a daily basis. It's just the whole way that the body can respond. You just really work up quite a lather doing the fast and vigorous kinds of strokes. And a lot of people are used to this, you know, the really firm reflex stroking that we do on human beings is really great. So those are a general overview where you've got all the strokes you can work on the back. And remember, you can do general hip things with your palms of your hands, and then you can be really picky with your fingertips and your thumbs. So those are still the main surfaces: heel of your hand, fingertips, thumbs. I always encourage people to do a massage before and after and during them being transported, because they often get upset. And if an owner is going away, they watch everything. They know what's going on. So I always give my dog Bert a rub because he knows I'm leaving. He doesn't like it, you know. But there are other dogs that, especially if an owner passes away, I always encourage people to make sure they get a lot of hands-on with the pet, because there's nothing like mammals, be it human beings, two-legged mammals or four-legged mammals, for being able to have a restored feeling of well-being by just being well handled. And massage is the perfect medium for being able to get that message of care and concern across. Now you've seen the program. If your pet has medical concerns, consult your local veterinarian. And for the rest of you, grab your best friend and rub them the right way.
His face is so happy.